hell are you guys doing up there? This is not what it looks like. Okay, you hang on one sec. Let me explain. What is going on, y'all? My name is Spice. This is Spice Can't Fish, and today we're actually going to be doing a mystery tackle box unboxing. Now, for those of you guys who've been around the channel for any period of time, y'all have probably seen a Bass Baits Monthly unboxing or like a Bass Baits Monthly video of some sort, and that's because I personally like Bass Baits Monthly. What they are is they're like a mystery tackle box style subscription box where they send a whole bunch of different lures to your house every single month. Now, the reason why I like Bass Baits Monthly is because I've noticed that they don't have any sort of affiliations with any sort of companies. They just want to send you like good actual products that they've tried, tested, and know work. As opposed to like a lot of these boxes like Mystery Tackle Box or like a few of the other boxes that work with a few other companies, they have a tendency to kind of plug their baits or companies that they work for just to see if they can either get rid of some inventory that they don't necessarily want, or to try and get you to spend some more money on their like actual baits. If they send you some stuff in a box, they think if you like it, you have more of a chance of going out and buying some more stuff from them. And to increase their chances of you buying one of their products, they obviously chock their boxes full with their products. Now, you guys obviously can tell I'm not really a mystery tackle box like fanboy or whatever. Like, I'm not just gonna try and plug them to you because I don't particularly like their service. I used to like buy their service and stuff back when they were actually doing what Bass Baits Monthly is now doing, where they send you a whole bunch of just random baits and stuff. But the longer I use them and the more boxes I got from them, the more I used to get like sample packs of stuff or like half packs of hooks or something like that, and it just really ended up not being a good deal. Like, a lot of the stuff that they said were full packs ended up not being full packs, and then they started like working with the Guggen squad and making all the Guggen Ketchco like collaboration baits, like all the hard baits and stuff, and I don't know, it wasn't for me. Now, I'm sure those lures catch fish, and I know a ton of people who like to go out and throw that stuff like exclusively, but just for me personally, I'm not really a huge fan of a lot of that stuff. I think there's better stuff elsewhere on the market, and just because they have a massive Instagram or YouTube following doesn't necessarily mean that they're the best in the business. But my buddy Max was actually nice enough to get this for me for Christmas. He went out and bought me a Mystery Tackle Box Elite box, which I don't think I've ever had. I may have gotten like one or two of them back in the day when I used to, you know, order Mystery Tackle Box, but I usually just got the Pro Box from what I remember. So I guess this is like their next step up or something. I'm not really sure how that all works, but I'm assuming there's going to be a whole bunch of baits in here that, I don't know, work for a whole bunch of stuff, I hope. So yeah, I'm just going to take all this stuff out and we're going to get to unboxing. I'm super excited. My buddy Max told me he actually looked in here and took a little look at some of the stuff in here. He said there's some pretty good stuff in here. So if he thinks that there's some good stuff in here and he doesn't even really know what good stuff is, then hopefully I can find something that I like too. Alright, starting up off the top, we got these little itty bitty dynamic sneak attack swim baits. It says it's a soft swim jig. They're just little swim baits. They come with a couple of heads on them. But I guess it's just like a super finessey swim bait. I would probably throw this on spinning gear just to try and, I don't know, try and get a bite on a really tough day. But honestly, I like the color of these. They're kind of like they look kind of white in the package, obviously, but they have like a pink pearlescence almost, and then like a bunch of silver flake in there. Looks like it'll get bit. I'm not really one to throw super finessey swim baits like this all that much, but I could definitely see this getting bit either in the winter when it's really cold, or like in the summer when the fish are just getting really finessey and don't want to eat a whole lot. Next up, we got a Strike Pro, what's this called? The Beakster, I think? Yeah, the Beakster. It's a floating jerkbait. That's kind of interesting. I don't really throw floating jerkbaits very much. Usually if you're throwing a jerkbait, from what I can tell, you want a suspending one. I could see this working, I don't know, I guess in the summertime when those fish are a little bit more aggressive and trying to eat up off the surface. Like, if you were trying to throw this early in the morning or late at night, like when you normally throw topwater, I could see that working. Looks okay. Again, I wish it was a suspending jerkbait, not a floating one. I feel like floating jerkbaits are not very desirable, especially for, you know, bass, because most people want to throw jerkbaits when it's a little bit colder And usually when fish are a little bit colder, you don't want obviously something that floats or is being fished near the top of the surface of the water, because they're not going to be there. Next up out of the box, we got a bunch of soft plastics in here. So we got some of these. These are the Carl's Amazing Baits. I don't know what they're called. They're just like little chunks, I guess, little jig trailers. Honestly, these don't look too bad. I like throwing little crawls and I like throwing jigs as well, so I could definitely see myself getting some use out of these. They're just like one of the Carl's Amazing Baits, like their company soft plastics. So the color on it's pretty decent too. It's like a watermelon or something with a bunch of green and purple flake in it. They'll definitely get bit. I probably would never pick these up on my own, but you know, I mean, getting them in a box, it's kind of interesting. Again, this is kind of what I was talking about. Like a lot of the stuff they throw in the boxes are like Carl's Amazing Baits or 10,000 Fish or whatever the whole bunch of other companies that those people own are. They just seem to throw a lot of these in their boxes, or like companies that they work with. And not that it's a bad thing necessarily, but I don't know. I just feel like a lot of the stuff they could have replaced with maybe something better or something that would work a little bit better. Anyway, next up out of the box, these actually look pretty sweet. These are the Mayhem Bait Company Thrust Swim Minnows. So they're just like little tiny, well not tiny actually, I think they're 5-inch swim baits. It's a pack of 5. I don't know if they normally come in more than a 5-pack, but a little pack of 5 swim baits with some scent in there. I'm sure that little Liquid Mayhem scent is going to work relatively well. I don't usually use a ton of scent. Usually if I am using it, it'll be if I'm either in a competition with somebody or if I'm just like trying to get a fish to hold on to it for a little bit longer, like around this time of the year when the fish are kind of lethargic and they don't really want to bite all that much. I think scent will help them hold on to it for a little bit longer if they do end up biting your lure. And this is their Sunfish color, which is again a pretty interesting looking color. Kind of crazy looking, not exactly what I would pick up either. It's got like a blue, pearl, I don't know, a bunch of different flakes in the back. The belly's almost more of a chartreuse color or like a motor oil with a bunch of like green and orange flake in it. So again, not something that I would pick up just based on the color, but I'm sure they'll get bit. Alright, next up we got a pack of Weston Stickworms. So I guess this is I think they're Scandinavian. It's just like a really interesting looking stickworm, but it's a Scandinavian company. They came in a pack of 5, which is kind of annoying because I'm sure you're going to go through more than 5 black and blue Senkos in one day. Like, I go through a pack of like 8 or 9 relatively easily in a day. But again, this is just their black and blue color. This one actually looks a little bit more just blue with blue. It doesn't really look like a black at all, but super interesting looking color, super cool looking bait. This is probably my favorite bait out of all of them in the box that we've seen so far, and honestly I could see these getting bit relatively well. I'm actually just curious to see if these have like a scent or anything on them. Anyway, back into the box, we got a pack of Harmony hooks, little 3-pack of hooks. See, that's what I'm talking about, is like, when are you ever going to buy a 3-pack of hooks? Like, they usually come in like 7 or 8 packs at least. Like, I know I've bought like 30 packs before of like EWG hooks. Like, I don't know any company that's marketing 3 hooks, so this is what I'm talking about with like one of those sample packs and stuff. I've also never really heard of Harmony Fishing Company. I don't know if that's just like a rebranding from them or what the deal is with that, but I don't know. It looks sharp, I guess. They're just hooks. I don't know. I'll probably use them and never buy them again, but alright, we got 3 more things in the box. We got a crankbait. This is sweet as well, actually. This is a Livingston Lures Howler Dream Master Classic. So I guess Randy Howell designed that, hence the Howler name. This is actually a really sweet looking crankbait. So these actually make noise underwater. I just recently filmed a Bass Baits Monthly video where I got another Livingston bait in that box, and I actually caught a fish on it. I caught my first fish of the year. So if you guys want to see these lures in action, you can go over and check that video. I'll leave a link down in the description for you. But this is super interesting. It looks like just a little bit more of a deeper diving jerk or crankbait, no jerkbait. Dives, yeah, to 10 foot, so that's pretty solid for like, you know, 8 to 10 foot depth range. The color is called Sexy Melon, so I guess it's kind of like a sexy shad with a brown back with like some little red flakes or sparkles on it. That's pretty interesting. Again, I haven't really used these Livingston lures all that much. up until I just recently did that one Bass Baits Monthly video, but they look super sweet. I know these are relatively expensive baits, so regardless of whether or not this works as well as it looks, I guess you're kind of getting your money's worth with this. I don't know. Next up in the box, we got a Gookin Squad Zinger. So this is their spinnerbait. This is in the Sexy Shad color. I think it's a 3/8 ounce. Yeah, 3/8 ounce. I, again, have never really used any of the Gookin Squad Catch Co collaboration hard baits before. I hear they're decent, but I also hear that some people really don't like them, so I don't know, we're just gonna have to see for ourselves. I'm also not much of a spinnerbait fisherman. I don't throw them a ton, but I do probably need to start throwing them a little bit more, so always get to add an extra one to the arsenal. These are pretty interesting because if you look way up at the top of where you would tie the line to it, they actually have like a little rubber band to keep your knot from slipping down, I guess. I'm not really sure how often you have that issue. I don't really ever have that issue with a normal spinnerbait, but I don't know, we'll have to see how that works. It's also got a double hook keeper or bait keeper, it looks like. The hook actually looks kind of small. It looks like a kind of a smaller gap from what you would normally find on like a spinnerbait or a swim jig or a chatterbait or something like that. Just kind of a little bit smaller hook. I don't know why they did that. It makes it a little bit more annoying to throw any sort of soft plastic on here as a trailer, but I don't know. We'll have to see how that works. And last up out of the box, we got a pack of these. These are the X-Zone Pro Series, what are these? The X tubes. So these are little tiny 2.75 inch tubes. I guess just a green lantern color. They call that green lantern. So it's just kind of like a green pumpkin with a red flake. I've heard really good things about the X-Zone lure stuff. I just don't really throw a lot of tubes, so I'm not really sure when exactly I'm going to use this, but I'm sure I can get that on these for sure. And then we also just got a few of these little cards and stuff in here. This will tell you how much all the stuff is. So we got the Livingston lures was $13. The Beakster, the Shark Boat Jerkbait was $10. The Thrust Minnow, those 5-pack of swim baits, was $7.50. I don't know why that is. I'm sure they're probably just throwing in that extra little bit of scent, which they probably got for free, and just marking the hell out of it up. The Gookin Squad Zinger, which is a $6.50 crankbait apparently. The Weston Stickworms, which were $6. The Pro Series tubes from X-Zone, those are also $6. Those little tiny swim baits were like $5.25. So you get a little 4-pack of swim baits with 2 heads for like $5.50. That seems like kind of a rip-off. The Carl's Amazing Baits Kicker Craw, which is that little jig trailer that we got, was $4. And then that 3-pack of hook they're saying was $2. But I buy an 8-pack of hooks from Walmart for like $1 more than that, so I don't know. Overall, I think this box was probably worth about as much as they paid for it. I don't know how much my buddy bought it for me. I never asked him, ever do that. If anybody buys you a gift, you never ask him how much it costs. But I didn't really check or look anywhere. I'm assuming it was probably about $40 or $50, something like that. And again, like I said, we got a whole bunch of soft plastics in here, which I'm sure I can put to use. This Livingston crankbait, which looks pretty cool. But a lot of this stuff was just kind of, like I said, kind of filler stuff or just stuff to make the box look good. Definitely not bashing Mystery Tackle Box. I know a lot of people would get these lures and they would think that it's a great selection. Just for me personally, the way that I fish, I feel like if you were to spend $50 on baits, you could spend it a little bit more effectively and get some better stuff. In the box, the 2 things that I like the best are definitely that Livingston Lures crankbait as well as those Weston Stickworms. I think both of those are going to work really, really well. I just wish those Weston Stickworms came in more than a 5-pack. Overall though, definitely not unhappy about the box. There were a few things that I think they probably could have added or changed up a little bit, but overall, not bad. Super big shout out to my buddy Max. Max, if you're watching this, I really appreciate you getting me these lures, dude. I know it might have sounded like I'm not talking super highly of them, but I really, really appreciate it, man. This is fantastic. You didn't have to do this for me, but thanks. For the rest of you guys watching, you probably won't see another Mystery Tackle Box unboxing unless somebody else buys me one for like a birthday or Christmas present. But overall, definitely not a bad box again. If you guys like Mystery Tackle Box, then I guess go try it out or something. I don't really know. But if I was to suggest one, I would definitely say check out Bass Baits Monthly as opposed to Mystery Tackle Box. That being said, I am super excited to get a lot of these lures in the water and see what they're actually made of, see if they look a little bit better than what I think they're going to look like. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. Check them and rack them, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.